then the question becomes, does that matter? Like, does it really matter to a reasonable person if they're eating a wing or if they're eating a boneless? I will pay more for boneless wings, even if it's a less premium cut, as they say, because I don't want to deal with those bones and I don't want to deal with all the different textures of the meat. Like, I just want, a nice high quality premium boneless wing / chicken nugget. I don't know. Hello, everybody. Good morning. How are you doing on this fine Tuesday? I am, well, I guess my usual script is I'm doing quite well, but I'm frankly not. A bunch of y'all yesterday in the live chat were like, have you seen the lackluster video that just came out? And at the time of that premiere, I had not seen the video, but I had seen the thumbnail being suggested to me in my, YouTube page or whatever. And the good news of that whole story is that the family did win in court and they won. I think they were awarded between like $8 and $8.5 million in damages from the sheriff's department. So that was my plan today, to make a video about that. I went to the lackluster video and then I was like, why would I react to a lackluster video? Like, why don't I just like watch the body camera footage myself and then do my own reporting on it? And I just couldn't even get through it. It's y'all know how I am. I'm just too sensitive for it. Like, even with the retrospect of knowing that the family did end up winning, just watching that man treat that family like that. I'll link the video below if y'all are curious and you do want to know. I'll link the lackluster video because he does a great job and he does cover the story. He includes some of the footage and he talks about the updates. But I was the first person in my family to go to college. I remember how big of a deal it was for me to take big finals at the end of the semester. And I just literally cannot imagine being put in that situation, watching my mom be put in that situation, being handcuffed, all that. So all that to say, maybe I'll make a video on that one day, but it ain't going to be today. And instead, I really needed a palate cleanse. So one of my friends who also helps a lot on my investigations, Monica, she's a mod here on the channel as well. You probably see her in the chat. She sent me a hilarious article and I decided we were going to talk about that today instead. So not only do I have this article, I've dug into the case a little bit and I have the court documents. So I think y'all are actually going to like this. It is pretty funny. So let's get into it. This is the article that she sent me last night and she was like, LOL. Look at this hilarious court case. Like, y'all need to cover it on study break or something. She was like, please cover this case somewhere, somehow. What did she say? She said, hey, lawsuit to follow. Buffalo Wild Wings is getting sued by a man claiming that he paid top dollar for boneless wings. And he is arguing that they're simply glorified chicken wings. She said, I can't wait for the outcome. Well, we actually have an update on this case as recently as yesterday. It's just funny. Like, this case is stupid. It's very dumb. It's very stupid, but I needed a palate cleanse after watching that horrible body cam footage earlier. Okay. So this article is from the Chicago Sun-Times from literally yesterday. Well, it's updated yesterday. I don't want to spoil it. I want y'all to find out in turn. Okay. So it says Chicago man has a bone to pick with Buffalo Wild Wings over its boneless wings. Ayman Halim accuses the Atlanta-based chain of false advertising and says its boneless chicken wings are made of breast meat. No, please. Someone with the last name Esposito wrote this article. No bones about it. And they make all these bone to pick. They make all these bone puns. No bones about it. He's very unhappy with Buffalo Wild Wings. He's so upset that the Chicago man recently filed a class action lawsuit against the Atlanta-based chain, accusing the company of a clear-cut case of false advertising. In his lawsuit, Halim says he bought food at a Mount Prospect Buffalo Wild Wings restaurant earlier this year and was served boneless wings that were not, in fact, deboned wings. Unbeknownst to plaintiff and other consumers, the products are not wings at all, but instead slices of chicken breast meat deep fried like wings. Indeed, the products are more akin in composition to a chicken nugget rather than a chicken wing, Halim states in his lawsuit filed Thursday in the U.S. District Court. Now, obviously, immediately, the first thing I think of is this frivolous lawsuit discussion and debate that's always been going on, at least since that hot coffee case in McDonald's. And before you say a damn word about that hot coffee case, you better not even make one comment about it unless you have watched the BJ Investigates on it, because that case is absolutely not what you think. I promise. I went into law school thinking Probably the same thing you think about that hot coffee case, like the woman did a frivolous, basically this. I thought it was a lawsuit like this, like something very silly. Turns out that wasn't the case. So don't even say a word about it in my comment section until you've watched that BJ investigate. If I remembered to, I will also link that. Let me make a note to myself. Immediately when I'm looking at this article, I'm thinking about that hot coffee case. It's along the same veins of these frivolous lawsuits that are part of the public discussion. So what does he have against chicken breast meat? And it says chicken wings are a more premium and desirable product than a product made of chicken breast meat, he claims, which, I mean, listen, we can probably get into a debate on whether that's the case. I don't know. I would rather a boneless wing so I don't have to deal with all of the work of getting through them bones. A Buffalo Wild Wings representative directed a Chicago Sun-Times reporter to a company tweet posted Monday, apparently in response to questions about the lawsuit. It's true. Our boneless wings are all white meat chicken. Our hamburgers contain no harm. Our buffalo wings are 0% buffalo. If Buffalo Wild Wings were being transparent, it would instead call its boneless wings boneless chicken, according to the lawsuit. Had plaintiff and other consumers known that the products are actually not chicken wings, they would have paid less for them or would not have purchased them at all. Therefore, plaintiff and consumers have suffered injury in fact as a result. Who took this case? He cannot be reached for comment on Monday. Okay, so here's Buffalo Wild Wings tweet, but there's a sentence. Okay, hold on. I read another article that gave me a little tip off. This is funny to me. I'm sorry. I just wanted to do something fun today. Y'all just bear with me. You're still going to learn something about how to research things, I promise. Just stick with me. There was another article. So here's another article. This one's from CBS Chicago. And we're not going to read the whole thing. Just look at this sentence. Ugh, get out of here. The man who filed the lawsuit has filed multiple other class action lawsuits regarding various products. So I'm like, wait. He's just like Sue happy. So, of course, I go back here. I look at his name. It is Ayman Halim. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. And then I go to a website called PACER, Public Access to Court Electronic Records. Now, this is the website I use all the time, and it gives you the full court cases of federal cases. Usually you're not going to find state cases on here unless it's a bankruptcy filed in a state-based bankruptcy court. But as you can see here, I typed his name in and he has sued at least 4 different companies. He sued Colgate Palmolive back in January of this year. He sued Kind LLC, which I haven't clicked on this one. And he sued Reynolds Consumer Products back in 2021. And then sure as day, March 10th, 2023, he sued Buffalo Wild Wings. So let's click on this case because I have a little update for y'all. Now, if you want to use Pacer, you do have to sign up for an account. So there's a bunch of different ways you could get to the document. I usually go to the docket report because it will give you all of the things that have been filed in a case. So literally 4 days ago, he files the complaint, which we will click on. Then there's some other stuff going on, but then look what happened yesterday. Yesterday, a minute entry happened before the judge, and it says the complaint is dismissed without prejudice for failure to invoke subject matter jurisdiction. So because of a technicality, subject matter jurisdiction, the lawsuit has now been dismissed. But just a brief glance at the complaint, it almost seems like he's trolling. Let me show y'all. Jury trial demanded, challenge the false and deceptive marketing and advertising of Buffalo Wild Wings boneless wings, specifically the name and description of the product. Unbeknownst to plaintiff and other consumers, the products are not wings at all. Clear-cut case of false advertising. Consumers value actual wings. The defendant has no valid reason for misleading customers other than to promote a cheaper product along with its actual chicken wings. They should have named it boneless chicken. They do address the subject matter jurisdiction. I guess this somehow still was insufficient to prove subject matter jurisdiction. Now, subject matter jurisdiction is something that they make you spend a lot of time on in law school. But at this point, all those law school memories are fading. And if I don't use them every day, I'm losing them. Okay. So they also did personal jurisdiction and then the venue. Okay. So then they get on to telling us a little bit about this Ayman Halim guy. And it says he currently resides in Chicago. I backed out again. And then I went to this Colgate one because I just wanted to see like what was the deal, like what was he mad at Colgate for. And they have, who are they suing? Look at all the lawyers they had to get involved in this. And this is from earlier this year. All of these lawyers, all of them, my word. Some of them are repeated for each plaintiff. So this time he sued with a group. All these lawyers, this Sulzer Law Group, what did he sue them for? Oh, the Tom's Wicked Fresh mouthwash. So I have used the Tom's toothpaste. It's prominently labeled as natural mouthwash, but in reality, plaintiff's testing has revealed that the product contains PFAs, a category of synthetic chemicals that are by definition not natural.
PFAS refers to a class of thousands of synthetic chemicals. We've used this stuff since the 1940s, but now there's more evidence than ever that it can cause cancer and tons of other bad stuff.
They are a group of synthetic man-made chemicals known to be harmful to humans and the environment.
Using certain floss may actually be harmful to you.
Accumulate over time. They're harmful even at very low levels. So I will say this one seems a little bit, to me, this is just my opinion. This is just supposed to be a funny, lighthearted palate cleanser day, really. No pun intended on the Tom's mouthwash. But this case, which was filed before the Buffalo Wild Wings one, seems a little bit more legitimate because I do know people who do use Tom's for this sole reason that they are labeled as natural. I know some people that don't like to use fluorinated water, fluorinated toothpaste, whatever, so they'll use Tom's.
And that chemical has been associated with increased risk of heart attack, liver damage, cancer, and a number of other harmful systemic problems.
So this seems like maybe if there's actually merit there, if there actually are PFAs in the toothpaste, maybe there's something to that lawsuit. But this Buffalo Wild Wings one is kind of silly to me, in my personal opinion. Look, listen, sillier things have made it through court. Maybe at some point one day, a district court judge would say the Boneless Wings advertising was deceptive. I don't really know, but this one seems a little bit more legit. Should we look at the other two? There's been at least 4 federal cases filed in the last couple of years by him. Let's see. Let's go to Reynolds. This one, it says the case has been closed. This one also has 2 plaintiffs. Okay, so the way that this case ended was the plaintiffs filed a voluntary dismissal. Let's see what they sued Reynolds for. And like, I am saying that it's funny, but just to be clear, like, I don't think it's funny to waste judicial resources and time, but I kind of do think these cases are a little bit funny. Like, there's nobody being tyrants here or whatever. It just is a different change of pace. Okay, so this one is about the Hefty brand recycling bags. The complaint seeks to remedy the unlawful, unfair, and deceptive business practices with respect to the advertising, marketing, and sale of Hefty brand recycling. It kind of looks like they're just throwing deceptive marketing lawsuits at the wall to see what sticks. Okay, so they're like, plastic waste is increasingly dire international problem. 90% of plastic waste is not recycled. Much of the unrecycled plastic waste ends up in the ocean. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Seeking to take advantage of customers' demands for these products, defendants, that's Reynolds, market plastic trash bags under the Hefty trademark as recycling bags. They explain on the back of the label that Hefty recycling bags are perfect for all your recycling needs and are designed to handle all types of recyclables.
Hefty recycling bags. They keep bins clean and allow for quick sorting at curbside. Hefty recycling bags, perfect for birthday party cleanup.
But the website also confirms that the products are designed to handle your heaviest recycling jobs, and they make it easy to sort and avoid the landfill. Reasonable consumers understand this to mean that the products are suitable for disposing of recyclable waste, but that is false. In truth, the bags contaminate the recyclable waste stream, decrease the recyclability of otherwise recyclable materials, and are not recyclable because they're made from low density. Okay, so it seems like these people just don't like plastic, which is their right. I mean, I guess like this is so bizarre to me. Are y'all finding that this is bizarre?
Reynolds Consumer Products, the maker of Hefty trash bags, is under fire tonight for what one state says is false advertising. Hefty says its bags are perfect for all your recycling needs, a specific brand, but Connecticut's Attorney General begs to differ, arguing those bags can't actually be recycled in his state and that constitutes a violation of the state's unfair trade practices. Let's talk trash. Hefty recycling bags are not recyclable, and any recyclable items inside them are tossed on the trash heap. But you would never know that based on Reynolds' false advertisements. Reynolds deceived Connecticut families and undermined our state's recycling systems. Andrew.
You're trying to tell me the Connecticut Attorney General doesn't have better things to do with rising crime, with thousands of high income earners moving to Florida. It's an Attorney General who has gone too far.
About how clearly, as you can see on the screen right now, they're using as if it's environmentally friendly. They're using all of the bells and whistles. They're saying it's suitable for your municipal recyclables. And the bottom line here in Connecticut is that not only is the bag not recyclable, even if you have recyclables in the bag, it all has to go to a landfill or an incinerator, which is exactly the reason why most of these laws in the states put these things into place. The bottom line is if you're putting a product out in the stream of commerce in this country, we've all seen it. It says except for California, New Jersey,
Right.
Arizona, you put something in there that lets them know this is not suitable in your particular state. So I think the AG, while it may seem like a small thing, it's really not environmentally. If they want to enforce the laws, they file these lawsuits, and trust me, they've got plenty of folks that can easily do it and take care of crime at the same time.
Okay, so there's one more case. Let's just go to that. And then I'll get into this guy. Okay, this one is versus Kind. Okay, so this one is still ongoing. Just earlier this month, there was something that was filed on March 6th. So let's see what they are suing for in this case. It looks like it's a different lawyer on this one. Yes, it's Kind Bars. Okay. Kind manufactures, markets, and sells bags of granola. Consumers are aware of the health benefits of fiber. It does all these benefits. While companies seek to promote the fiber content of their products, they are required to do so in a way that is not misleading. To prevent companies from using an array of terms and figures to mislead the public, the Food and Drug Administration established regulation for nutrient content claims adopted by all 50 states, and it sets limits on how they tout the nutrient content of their foods. The statement of, quote, high in fiber is an expressed nutrient content claim because it is a direct statement about the level and range of fiber. Where a food is described as high in fiber, it has to contain 20% or more of the recommended daily intake. Oh, I didn't know that. See, told y'all were going to learn something. However, based on the product's correct serving size of 30 grams, it is not high in fiber because the 4 grams of fiber shown in the snack column is only 14%. Oh my God, these people are out of control. Okay. So on the one hand, these people are out of control. Like they don't have nothing else better to do than this all day. But on the other hand, if there are rules that the FDA, which I mean, honestly, their rules ain't even that strenuous. Look at the stuff they put on the shelves and call food. It's really not that hard to follow the FDA rules. If there are rules and this company isn't following them, and nobody calls them on it, then they can lie to us. And so I do see the other side of the coin on this, but my first immediate reaction is kind of like, what is wrong with you? Like, you don't have nothing else to do. So it does seem like, I don't know, is this a frivolous lawsuit? Y'all tell me, is it frivolous or is it just kind of one of those like, well, technically they're not doing what they're supposed to do and somebody got to sue them for something. Maybe they'll win this case. This one's still ongoing. I actually did not see what was going on with that case having to do with the Colgate one. Is that one still ongoing? So that one is still ongoing, but it looks like there's a lot of problems. So I don't know if this is the same lawyers. Oh my God, this law firm right here. Oh, they're using the Philly one? This law firm right here, Greenberg Traurig, is the one that represents Britney Spears. Okay, so no, this case is still ongoing. So the Buffalo Wild Wings case is dismissed because of a technicality. The Reynolds, the one with the recycling bags, is dismissed voluntarily, so the plaintiffs withdrew it. The Kind Bar case is still going on. Something was filed earlier this month. And the Tom's mouthwash case is still going on. Something was filed late last month. What do y'all think? Do y'all think any of these lawsuits have merit? Do you think it's like, well, somebody has to sue these big companies whenever they're lying straight to our face? Or is it like, whatever, high in fiber, 14%, 20%, everybody knows these people are lying through their teeth about every damn thing they tell us? Do you think it's material that you can't recycle something in a plastic bag? Because like, at first I was kind of like, oh man, this man's just money hungry. He's just trying to get a payout off of a frivolous lawsuit. But then part of me is like, I mean, people say that about auditors. People say that about Sean Reyes, like get a real job, just tell them your name, just tell them but it's like, if you don't use it, you lose it. I can understand that from the point of constitutional rights. And so it's like, if there are any rules at all in place, the FDA, which I don't believe they really do have our best interest at heart, but if they do have rules in place and they're not even that hard to follow and these businesses still can't follow it, these huge conglomerates, like, is it deceptive advertising? And I've done a few videos lately about deceptive advertising, one on Study Break about the Lash Gate, one on BJ Investigates about the BetterHelp. If y'all haven't seen that video, it's definitely being suppressed by YouTube. And I think it's because of the advertising revenue that YouTube makes off of BetterHelp. I mean, in addition, I would venture to wager, just my speculation, that BetterHelp also gives their data to Google, because they definitely gave the data to Facebook, Snapchat, and all the rest. Can you see both sides, or am I just getting a little out of hand? I can see both sides. I can. At first, like when I sat down to make this video, I was like, haha, we're going to make fun of these frivolous lawsuits. But now that I'm really thinking about it, it's like, I mean, technically they have a point. The only one that's kind of like a little bizarre is the boneless wings, which maybe some people here and there and everywhere aren't familiar with what a boneless wing is at first. But I think, like, if you're a wing person, you eat wings, you probably know that boneless wings aren't actually wings. But at the same time, why do they call them boneless wings? That is a good question. Like, why don't they just call it chicken nuggets or chicken strips or fingers, or like Popeyes calls it wicked chicken or something? I don't know. I think law school did this to me. And also I took a class in college I took 2 logic classes, and it just forces you to like examine every side of a situation. And I think now I'm just like stuck in that, where it's like, well, technically, can I imagine a situation where someone thinks they're eating wings, but they're really eating a breast? Yeah. But then the question becomes, does that matter? Like, does it really matter to a reasonable person if they're eating a wing or if they're eating a boneless? I will pay more for boneless wings, even if it's a less premium cut, as they say, because I don't want to deal with those bones and I don't want to deal with all the different textures of the meat. Like, I just want, a nice, high quality, premium boneless wing / chicken nugget. I don't know. I have myself all confused. But yeah, I mean, the purpose of this video was just to do something a little more lighthearted, because I'm still very shaken up over that body camera footage. Like, I just couldn't do it today, y'all. If you really want me to do it, I will do it, because I know a lot of y'all really value my commentary on the situations. But like, Lackluster is such a huge channel, and he already did such a great video. If y'all really want me to do it, I will do it. But before y'all watch that video, just be warned, if you haven't seen the body camera footage, it is just as bad, if not worse, than that cop in Waterbury the other day. If y'all really want me to do a commentary reaction on it, I will, but I couldn't do it today. Anyway, that's all I had for this frivolous lawsuit. The thing about the Buffalo Wild Wings, it has been dismissed, but it's been dismissed without prejudice, meaning that the plaintiff can refile. Now, at first, I was kind of like, this is frivolous, this is stupid, he's money grabbing. Now I'm kind of seeing both sides. And if Mr. Halim is watching this video, or has occasion to, and wants to send an email voicing his side of the story and why he's filing this lawsuit, then I would love to read that and update everybody on this. If you stuck around for this long, thank you very much. Like I said, I had to do something a little bit lighter hearted today. I probably will end up needing to incorporate more lighthearted stuff here and there and everywhere, but I will be back to my normal investigations and reactions very soon. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation. Love you, mean it. Okay, bye.